So we run about 15 to 18 polo ponies, and most of those are off the track. We are using thoroughbreds off the track way more than, for example, Australia or England or Argentina or even the States. It's an obvious source, whereas breeding them is a slow process. And when you start to think of the numbers and of the polo ponies in New Zealand, I'd have to say 80 if not higher % are off the track. So these horses might be taken as 3 and 4-year-old off the track, and yes, in the trainers and owners' eyes they've gone, but the reality is they might then have a career that might go on to their aged 15 or even 20. Might move down the grades, but the principle of the usage later is enormous.
Most of the horses here are retrained horses. We take them all over the world, especially to England and Argentina, where probably the best polo is. They're usually very good because they can play a lot of minutes. Their stamina is very good. The New Zealand thoroughbred are very highly regarded.
We're looking for about 15 too, because we don't particularly want a wild range. Some people like a smaller one, and we've got a horse there that there is 16 hands, but exception. I look at their face first and say, is it a face that's telling me it'll play? Does it come out of racing sound? Putting aside wind or some of the issues, but let's deal with legs for a moment. They've got to be sound. And the next thing is temperament. Generally these horses they've got a good temperament. Geldings, in a funny way, I think most people would say probably aren't quite as physical. They'll throw in the towel and ride off. They probably haven't quite got the guts of a filly. The Open's probably the showpiece of New Zealand polo. You're going to see some great players play some very good horses because everyone tries to gather the best horses in the country. I think at least 90% of those horses will be off the track, meaning we'll have a brand. This yard here, there's 16, 17 horses there. There's only 3 of them that are not off the track. So I think you'd find that's probably right throughout the horses that will be playing in that Open.